South Buell Farm Drive in Hermitage and online at readanddaily.com.
Unlock your business potential with Hermitage Minuteman Press. From eye-catching designs to professional printing, Hermitage Minuteman Press are your local experts. Boost your brand with stunning business cards, brochures, banners, apparel, and more. The Hermitage Minuteman Press team ensures top-quality results with lightning-fast
4.7 points per game, 977 points already in her career. She is a sophomore and very well could go over the 1,000 point mark tonight. She has 5 30-point games this year. She has 19 20-point games this year. Her season low, 13. And James, obviously, Michaela Presser-Palmer, Wilmington knows that they're not going to hold her to 6 or something of that sort, but can't let her have one of those nights where she goes off for 30 or 35 like she did in the quarterfinals against Sharpsville.
And that's exactly it. She can take over, and she's just a matchup nightmare because of her size, listed at 6'1", but as we're watching her in warm-ups, hitting a couple of threes here during the warm-ups as well. So you know that she can be a presence inside and out, but it's the same sort of thing you see on the Wilmington side. You're going to have teams that are going to specifically go and try to find ways to stop Leah Crayrup, and you might be able to limit some options. At the end, yeah, you said it perfectly. You're not going to hold her under 10 points more than likely, but can you keep her from having that huge game, make somebody else beat you? That's got to be the key for both of these teams.
Presser-Palmer this year, 230 total field goals. 27 of those are threes. Taylor Stagel, the senior guard, has hit 30. The team's leader in threes is Chloe Yezenbach, 5'8" senior who's going to play at Penn State Barron, the champions of the Allegheny Mountain Collegiate Conference, by the way. She averages 10 points per game. She had 22 against Sharpsville in the quarterfinals, and obviously Presser-Palmer gets a lot of the notoriety, a lot of the attention, as she should, but far from a one-woman squad with Stagel and then Yezenbach on the outside. If you focus too much on the inside with Presser-Palmer, they will make you pay dearly.
Right, exactly, and that's how they make their living, especially Yezenbach with those 34 threes on the year, averaging just shy of 10 points per game for her. You try to double, or sometimes you need to triple down on MPP down in the block. Well, that means that you're going to leave some open shooters, and when you have this Northwestern team hitting shots, that's when they're going to be at their best, because then you have to go and crash out, and that's when then you have Presser-Palmer getting herself done. And impressive. As a sophomore, she's going to be hitting 1,000 points, if not in this game, in the next game, be it the championship or the consolation game coming up over the weekend.
Teams are warming up on the floor. Time now for us to go over our keys to the game.
Yeah.
And a lot to unpack. Both teams certainly, James. A big game. Wilmington looking for win number 20. Wilmington looking for its first ever district title in girls basketball. Northwestern has not won a district title since 1989, but obviously with Wilmington, Leah Crayrup, 10 points to become the all-time leading scorer. Certainly, that's an important sidebar tonight, but no doubt priority one, get the W. Yeah, get the W, and it's going to take not just her, but it's going to take the supporting cast, specifically Alyssa Flick from Beyond the Arc. When you look at the fact that Crayrup has more three-pointers hit than the rest of the team combined, but it's Flick, who the sophomore guard hitting 31 on the year, is the next best option, and it is going to be the flick of the switch. Can she turn that switch on tonight and knock down a couple big shots? She had 10 in the quarterfinal victory over Greenville after having just 5 points in the last 4 games prior to that combined. She heated up on Saturday. Looking at Northwestern, MP, are you down with MPP? Michaela Presser-Palmer needs 23 to get to 1,000, and averages nearly 25 per game. Wilmington can't let her get loose, as we talked about. Yeah, you know me. Or if you don't know her, you will by the end of tonight's game for sure. But is it the year of the cat? You mentioned it's been since 1989. It's the last time that they won a region, and the last time they won districts was back in '89 as well, looking to make history with that for the first in 35 years. And for both teams, the closer you get. Neither team has played too many close games this year. Wilmington 1-1 in games decided by 7 points or less. Same with Northwestern. If it's close, who handles that better? And they're both 1-1 in those games, I think, is what's also very intense to see. But in the end, let's throw a little Bon Jovi love. I got to throw some Bon Jovi. He's a sponsor for one of the IndyCar races coming up for the season opener week. Hey, we're halfway there. You're halfway to a championship. You get a win today, and you got one more to go. So which team will be living on the prayer here tonight? That's a look at our keys to the game. When we come back, we'll visit with the head coaches. We'll also have the Minuteman Press and one-stop mail starting lineups. Pregame continues from Meadville High School after this on Sports Radio 96.7, Sports Radio 96.7 Facebook, and the Lawrence County SportsNet. SportsNet.
Before considering investing in a variable annuity, you may want to make sure that you're exhausting the contribution limits of your 401k, IRA, or other qualified retirement plan. In the end, variable annuities are really a value judgment. Call David O. Cashdollar, CFP, Timothy D. Cashdollar, CRC, and Eric W. Montgomery, CFP, to evaluate whether a variable annuity suits your objective at 724-458-5233 or stop in at 115 Erie Street, Grove City, Pennsylvania 16127. Registered representatives offering securities through Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC. Member FINRA, SIPC. Dave Cashdollar and Eric Montgomery also offer advisory services through Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC. A registered investment advisor. Cashdollar and Associates, LLC is not a subsidiary nor controlled by Cetera Advisor Networks. There is a surrender charge imposed generally during the first 5 to 7 years that you own the contract. Withdrawals prior to age 59.5 may result in a 10% IRS tax penalty, in addition to any ordinary income tax. The guarantee of the annuity is backed by the financial strength of the underlying insurance company. Investment sub-account values will fluctuate with changes in market conditions.
When you're a grower, you know what it takes to thrive in the field. My bank understands and respects that. When you've got a financial partner working alongside you, it makes the days a little easier and the numbers all add up. My bank has experience when it comes to agriculture. My family's been doing business with them for a long time. I'm independent, and so is my bank.
Mercer County State Bank. Member FDIC. Your community bank. Online at mcsbank.bank.
Countdown to Tip-Off is brought to you by Minuteman Press and One Stop Mail in Hermitage. Minuteman Press and One Stop Mail for all your printing, marketing, and mailing needs.
Our pregame continues on Sports Radio 96.7. Ryan Briggs here with Wilmington head coach Mike Jekovich. Coach, District 10 semifinals, team here for the second straight year in this round of the playoffs, coming off the nice win over Greenville on Saturday. How have the last couple days been for your team getting ready for tonight's semifinal with a very good Northwestern team?
Yeah, we had 2 really good days of practice these last 2 days, really trying to prepare our girls for the battle that we're going to have tonight with a very worthy opponent, Northwestern, very talented, very well-coached team. We know we have our hands full tonight, but I think we have a good game plan set for tonight, is what we're going to do. So,
in talking about Northwestern, are they comparable to anybody that you've played this year? Certainly, your schedule, your non-league schedule, you played a real variety of teams, but are they comparable to anybody that you've played?
You know, we've played some Whitfield teams with some bigs like Elwood and Mohawk. I think they're kind of similar to those types of teams where they have some shooters on the floor, a couple good ball handlers, and obviously a tremendous scorer. And, Michaela Presser-Palmer, she's going to be a handful tonight. And we hope that we have a good game plan in store.
Yeah, Presser-Palmer averaging nearly 25 per night at 6'1". She can score inside, score outside. That obviously, from a coaching standpoint, I'm sure that you enjoy the challenge, but also thinking, boy, this is not going to be easy.
Yeah, I mean, one of our biggest Achilles heels all season has been rebounding the ball, and then she's just a tremendous rebounder. She gets after it off the glass, and we know that we're going to have our hands full keeping her out of the paint and off the glass, and I hope that our game plan and our double teams on her will kind of frustrate her a little bit, and maybe we'll get opportunities to get some transition points if we can double team her.
Pace-wise, we know that your teams, both when you coach the boys and now here with the girls, like to get out and go. I presume you want to make this a baseline-to-baseline game?
That's what we do. We like to guard from baseline to baseline and sideline to sideline. We like to push from baseline to baseline. So we're going to let our Greyhounds run tonight, let our athletes be athletes and get after it. Why change what we do? And it's been working all year. So.
Well, Greyhounds is a great nickname, better than being Bulldogs, I guess, here in Meadville. But, Coach, a couple other keys for your team tonight.
The first thing is you can't stop Michaela from scoring, but we got to contain her. Keep her really kind of taking tough shots tonight. I think secondly is we got to get out and transition, play our type of style, and then we got to get turnovers. I feel like if we can turn them over and get opportunities to get easy buckets on the offensive end, it'll really kind of benefit our style and our play tonight.
Coach Jekovich, always a pleasure. Best of luck, my friend.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
That's Wilmington head coach Mike Jekovich. We'll have more pregame after this on Sports Radio 96.7 and Lawrence County SportsNet.
wonderful happened in Sharpsville. That's when Lock, Stock, and Barrel opened their doors and served their first of now over 3 million giant submarine sandwiches. They still serve 42 whole subs on 15-inch buns. Lock, Stock, and Barrel also offers burgers, specialty sandwiches, wraps, gyros, salads, wings, and even breakfast. Call 724-962-5503. Lock, Stock, and Barrel, proud sponsors of the Sub of the Game and Play of the Game.
Countdown to Tip-Off is brought to you by Minuteman Press and One Stop Mail in Hermitage. Minuteman Press and One Stop Mail for all your printing, marketing, and mailing needs.
Our pregame continues on Sports Radio 96.7. Ryan Briggs here with Northwestern head coach Julia Shipton. Coach, District 10 semifinals, your team with a very nice win over Sharpsville in the quarterfinals. How were the last few days for your team getting ready for tonight?
We're very focused. They know what they need to do, and they focused on the keys. Hopefully they can execute tonight.
Of course, when people talk Northwestern basketball, the first name that jumps out is Michaela Presser-Palmer, approaching the 1,000-point mark for her career, only a sophomore. Obviously, the scoring gets a lot of the notoriety because that's what we have scoreboards for. But what's something that maybe a lot of people don't realize about her that makes her the special player that she is?
Michaela, as a young player, takes a lot of leadership on the floor. When she puts the ball in the hoop, the rest of the team kind of cools off and knows that everything's going to be okay because she does what she does. She gets defensive stops, she gets rebounds. She's the key to our offense.
Tonight your team takes on Wilmington. What are a couple things that concern you about the Greyhounds?
They have some great scorers. They have some length to them, and they love ball pressure. Hopefully we can handle that ball pressure, and we're able to pull out the W.
Is Wilmington similar to anybody that you've played this year?
Wilmington did seem very similar to Fairview. We saw Fairview early in our season. They are a good matchup for us, but the way that their length is and their ball pressure, Fairview likes to get touches like that as well.
Coach, always a pleasure. Best of luck tonight. Best of luck in the remainder of your postseason run.
Thank you.
That's Northwestern head coach Julia Shipton. We'll be back after this on Sports Radio 96.7.
Anxiety, depression, or any other mental health concerns? Come visit one of the 2 Community Counseling Center drop-in centers in Mercer County. In Sharon, visit their drop-in center at 114 West State Street, right across from the McDonald's, or visit the Greenville Drop-in Center at 103 North Main Street, right across from the hospital. At the Community Counseling Center drop-in center, you can become more active in our community with like-minded individuals. Drop in to become a member or call 724-981-1166 for more information.
From the Shell Restoration Studios at shellrestoration.com. This is Sports Radio 96.7. Sports Radio 96.7. WLLF FM Mercer, a Cumulus media station. The first quarter is brought to you by the Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Banking, but better.
Welcome back to Meadville High School, and it's time for the starting lineups. The starting lineups for this District 10 semifinal are brought to you by Minuteman Press and One Stop Mail of Hermitage. Minuteman Press and One Stop Mail. For all of your mailing, marketing, and printing needs, give them a follow on Facebook, Minuteman Press and One Stop Mail of Hermitage. First for Northwestern, the designated visiting team, as the number 3 seed. The guards will be Taylor Stagel, 5'3" senior, averaging 6.6 points per game. Courtney Eddy, 5'6" sophomore, averaging 0.7 points per game. And Chloe Yezenbach, a 5'8" senior. Yezenbach, 33 threes this year. She averages 10 per game. Up front, Michaela Presser-Palmer, 6'1" sophomore, averaging 24.7 points per game. And rounding out the starting 5 is Riley Schwartz, a 5'9" senior, averaging 3.7 per game. Presser-Palmer, Stagel, Schwartz, Eddy, and Yezenbach for Northwestern head coach Julia Shipton in her 5th year has the Wildcats at 20-3. For Wilmington, Mike Jekovich in year number 4. His 19-4 team will deploy this starting 5. The guards are Leah Krayrup, a 5'7" junior, averaging 20 per game. Maya Jekovich, 5'5" sophomore, averaging 7 per night. The third guard is Alyssa Flick, 5'9" sophomore, 31 threes this year. She's averaging 7 per game. Up front, Sarah Dieter, 5'7" senior, averaging 4.5 points per game. And Reese Bruckner, 5'9" sophomore, averaging 10 per night. Krayrup, Dieter, Jekovich, Bruckner, Flick for Wilmington. The home team tonight, your officials, Jeff Irwin, Rick Graziano, and Larry Hawthorne. Wilmington, the home team, in the white jerseys, navy numbers and letters outlined in gold, navy trim. Northwestern in the black threads, white numbers and letters outlined in red and white trim. James, semifinal round action here. This should be a lot of fun tonight.
It is fun, and let's get it out of the way right now. Both these teams not done no matter what. The winner will play in the championship game on Saturday. Loser will be in a consolation game to try to get that third and final spot out of District 10 into the state tournament. So you're guaranteed another game after tonight no matter what. That's what the big first-round victory was able to get you. But now you're playing for a chance to go and get that gold. It all starts tonight, and whatever team I think comes out firing on all cylinders right away, obviously is going to have the big advantage. That's got to be one of the big keys for both these teams as well. Start off on the right foot.
And not being an elimination game, I think teams might be a little bit more relaxed.
You hope to see it that way, right?
Presser Palmer jumping center against Bruckner. Northwestern wins the tip. Wildcats go left to right here in the first half. Good crowd on hand here at the House of Thrills. They had 3 great games here in the quarterfinals on Saturday. We expect the same here tonight. Back near midcourt with it is Stagel. Stagel harassed, now Presser Palmer. Back near midcourt, guarded by Reese Bruckner. Presser Palmer to the foul line, right side for Schwartz, and back to Presser Palmer on the right wing. Presser Palmer changing hands with a dribble, left-hand dribble, working on Bruckner. Left of the lane, kicks it over to Eddie, who's wearing a fiberglass mask. She'll bring it back out to midcourt and call out the offensive set. Presser,
look at this defense. You've heard of box and 1 or triangle and 2. This is a line and 3.
Right wing 3 put up by Eddie, no good. Weak side board, grabbed by Schwartz, however. Northwestern will get a second try at it.
So what that means is you have 3 that are face guarding playing man-to-man and 2 in Crayrup, and it looks like the other one is Flick, who are just playing kind of playing in the zone in the lane, just holding their ground.
Presser Palmer off a screen, top of the key, 3 off the backboard, no good. And there for the rebound is Alyssa Flick. So Wilmington, after a minute on defense, gets the stop. Jekovic, right wing to Dieter, and
shoe violation.
Yeah, Sarah Dieter blew a tire. Right shoe popped out. And it will be Wilmington ball on the far side. So we've seen no scoring, but we've seen 1 lost shoe.
We've seen 1 lost shoe, and we've seen a defense I can't say I've ever seen. I mean, a line and 3. Is that, I guess, the best way to try to describe that? A box and 1, triangle 2? No, it's a line and 3. 3 face guarding and 2 playing zone in the lane.
Bruckner on the right wing with it for Wilmington against the man-to-man. Top of the key to Flick, left side Maya Jekovic. Jekovic with the ball fake up top, Crayrup off a screen. 3 good. Leah Crayrup hits the 3. And Wilmington on top, 3-0 here in the early going.
Yeah, an early 3-pointer, just her 64th of the year, and that's exactly what you want to see. Your hot scorer shooting hot early, and now some 1-3-1 three-quarter court press.
Northwestern beating the 10-count. Presser Palmer left sideline, gets to Schwartz, drives in up with the right hand and good. Riley Schwartz gets Northwestern on the board as Northwestern beats the press.
Yeah, good job, good patience as they went and broke that press, barely getting it over before the 10-count. And on the other end, trying to go quickly is Sarah Dieter, and she's going to call for a travel.
And Dieter lost her balance a little bit, and Wilmington turns it over at the 6:03 mark of the first quarter. 3-2 Wilmington on top, and the Hounds set up the 1-3-1. In the backcourt with it is Yezenbach. Swings it over to Stagel. Downcourt, Presser Palmer into the lane. Presser Palmer in around Crayrup, up with the right hand and good. Michaela Presser Palmer gives Northwestern its first lead of the night.
Yeah, well, she's shooting 68% from 2-point range, and you can see why. Soft touch and a block.
Bruckner, left baseline drive shot blocked out of bounds by Presser Palmer. It will stay Wilmington ball on the baseline.
But what they can do when you have someone with that height, she's kind of playing in the middle against that full pressing zone. They can just kind of throw it up over the top and let her leap up and grab it, and then ends up being a 1-on-2, and it's advantage MPP.
Bruckner's pass incomplete or intercepted, intended for a teammate, and Stagel jumped into the passing lane. Left wing with it is Stagel. She's open, high arcing 3, good.
Yeah,
Taylor Stagel hits the 3.
That's not the one to leave alone. She's one of the top shooters from beyond the arc for this Wildcats team.
31st triple, the back elbow shot put up in the lane by Dieter, no good. Rebound grabbed by Northwestern. Outlet Yezenbach, downcourt, Presser Palmer across the lane, up in the left hand, no good. Rebound tipped around, grabbed by Eddie. Reversal up top, Stagel, that's 3 up and good for Yezenbach. And Northwestern has jumped out to a 10-3 lead. Timeout Wilmington. Hounds take time as Northwestern has hit a pair of 3s in the quarter. 10 straight for the Wildcats. Full timeout for Wilmington. We'll take it as well. 5:10 to go in the first quarter. It's 10-3 Northwestern on Sports Radio 96.7 and Lawrence County SportsNet. SportsNet.
Are you or a loved one looking for a senior living residence offering independent living and personal care? Then the Heritage at St. Paul's Senior Living Community in Greenville is right for you. The Heritage offers private apartments that provide the comforts of home with as little or as much personal care as you need. St. Paul's makes it easy to feel at home. Call 724-588-7610 or visit stpauls1867.org today for more information or to schedule a tour.
English Auto in Grove City specializes in Southern vehicles from $5,000 to $15,000. New PA inspections and warranties. BobEnglishAuto.com or call 724-458-5100.
The first quarter is brought to you by the Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Banking, but better.
Wilmington ball coming out of the timeouts. Northwestern on a 10-0 run has opened up a 10-3 lead. Maya Jekovic left of the lane. Works it up top. 3 on the way. Good. Alyssa Flick had a big day in the quarterfinals. Knocks down the 3 and a big basket for the Hounds.
Yeah, huge. Ends that 10-0 run and getting back into their defense now. Wonder if they're going to continue with that press as they've gotten beat on it a couple times up and down the court.
Near block, Stagel with it, kicks it out. Yesenbach, right wing 3. That one no good. Rebounded to the far corner. Out of bounds, and it will go back to Wilmington. So out of the timeout, Hounds hit the 3. Flick knocking it down. Dieter checks out. And in for the first time will be Avery Harlan, 5'9" sophomore. Don't forget, after the game, of course, we'll have the Reinhardt's Insurance player of the game and the lock, stock, and barrel sub of the game. Jekovic, right wing with it. Jekovic, guarded by Stagel, driving kick, right wing for Krarup. Leah Krarup, left-hand dribble to the foul line, knocked away and grabbed out of there by Stagel. Outlet down court, taking the ball away. Schwartz up and good. Riley Schwartz with 4. Schwartz comes in, averaging 3.7. She's already surpassed that.
8 points off of turnovers already, though, for Northwestern.
Flick, right wing 3, good again. Alyssa Flick had that late season slump, but she has snapped out of it in the postseason.
I'll tell you what, 2 early threes, 3 total in the game for Wilmington, and might be trading 2s for 3s the way this is going.
12-9 Northwestern, under 4 minutes to go, first quarter. Presser Palmer with it. Presser Palmer, left of the lane, into the paint, lost it, got it back. Tossed it up top now for Eddie. Eddie will reset the offense. Nearest defender's about 15 feet from her.
Yeah.
Hand it off to Stagel. Now Yesenbach with it. Yesenbach. Guarded by Jekovic, trying to get the 5 count. Yesenbach around a screen on the near wing. Jekovic still draped all over her. Bounce pass up top to Stagel. Stagel, top of the key. 3 on the way. Off the mark, no good. And Krarup had the rebound and couldn't secure it. It goes out of bounds, and it will be Northwestern ball with 3:20 to go in the first quarter. And we've reached our first quarter media timeout. Wilmington, after a slow start, has pulled within 3. 12-9, 3:20 to go, first quarter. You're listening to the District 10 semifinals on Sports Radio 96.7, Sports Radio 96.7 Facebook, and Lawrence County SportsNet.
Did you finance your last car purchase at the dealership? Are you frustrated by the high rate and expensive monthly payments? Affordable payments are here at Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Refinancing is never a hassle and helps you save money with a lower rate and a lower monthly payment. Bringing your car loan to Grove City Area Federal Credit Union couldn't be easier. Go to gcafcu.org or text the word AUTO to 724-458-7520. The Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Members of NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
The first quarter is brought to you by the Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Banking, but better.
12-9, Northwestern with the lead. But Wilmington has scored 6 of the last 8 points thanks to back-to-back threes from Alyssa Flick. Ryan Briggs, James Dotson with you. Special thanks to Jay and Lee Moan, who are running the cameras here on Lawrence County SportsNet. Art Shannon running things back in the studio for us on Sports Radio 96.7. An all-star crew for this one. And the stars have been shining so far. And then also some role players as well stepping up. It'll be Northwestern ball on the baseline with Courtney Eddy to trigger. Wildcats leading 12-9. Standing on the A in Meadville, looking. Swings up top for Schwartz. Schwartz into the lane and back to Yesenbach on the left wing. Chloe Yesenbach puts the left fist in the air. Goes left elbow to Schwartz. Across the lane to Presser Palmer. Palmer to the block shot, no good. Rebound pinballing around. Krarup with it. And a foul will be called, a loose ball foul. First foul of the night. And it's going to go on Riley Schwartz. It comes at 3:06 of the first quarter.
Yeah, and the reason why you're playing this defense, if you're Wilmington, you're face guarding the main shooters. You're face guarding, obviously, the big player in Michaela Presser-Palmer, but you're trying to then have two others sagging in the lane to essentially be triple teaming by design every time MPP gets the ball.
Bruckner between the circles, left wing to Flick. Back out to Jekovic. She'll set up the offense with 2:48 to go first quarter. Jekovic drives right of lane, up with the right hand. Glass rim, no good. A rebound tipped around. Presser-Palmer with it. Outlet ahead to Schwartz. Schwartz into the lane and stripped from behind by Crayrup. It goes out of bounds, and it stays Northwestern ball. But we talk about Leah Crayrup's offense. She's a very good defensive player, too.
Yeah, came hustling all the way back because there was at least 2 steps in front of her was the Wildcats player, but never giving up, knocking out of bounds. And I'll tell you what, Coach Jekovic thought, and I kind of agree, I thought it went off of the leg of Courtney Eddy there.
Northwestern keeps it, however. Yazen back near corner, and it's knocked away by Jekovic. Scramble and dug out by the Hounds. They have it anyway. Crayrup behind the back dribble into the forecourt, and then she is stripped, taken away by Eddy. Eddy down court for Yazenbach, and Yazenbach will pull up the three-point line, hand off to Presser-Palmer. 2:20 to go in the quarter, 12-9. Northwestern on top.
Man, they love to run the floor and almost like sneak out in front and look for that cherry-picking outlet pass, essentially.
Left wing Yazenbach with it. Caradillo, 5'10 junior, is in for Wilmington. Foul line jumper good for Chloe Yazenbach, the Penn State Baron commit. Hits that one. She has a team-high 5, and the lead is 5, 14-9. Right block. Deal puts it up too strong, no good. Weak side board grabbed by Schwartz, and here comes Northwestern. Presser-Palmer left wing. Schwartz is open. 3 on the way. It's an air ball, and the rebound grabbed by Alyssa Flick. Schwartz this year, 5 threes this year, but that one missed badly. Jekovic up top with it. Jekovic guarded by Stagel. Give it off right side. Flick, 3 on the way. That one off the mark, no good. Deal tips the rebound out. Presser-Palmer with it. And then a foul on Jekovic, who crashed into her from the side. First foul of the evening on Wilmington. It goes on the sophomore point guard, Maya Jekovic.
And with, again, the new rules this year, still getting used to it, really, the 5 fouls per quarter, matching the women's game in college. Not a huge deal there, giving up that foul, making sure there is no chance of that odd man break. But with the way that Northwestern's running the court, you kind of wonder, why is Wilmington still pressing? Well, it's because they're going to go a lot deeper. I think this is a long-term game plan for Coach Jack, trying to wear down this Wildcats team that has a much shorter bench than what the Greyhounds have.
Dieter back in, Ellery Fanko in, the 5'7 junior. Northwestern goes to the bench for the first time tonight. Brooke Miller, 5'6 junior in. And an illegal screen, but caught up top. Schwartz stuck out the left hip. She picks up her second foul. Team second. We'll see if Schwartz gets a hook or not. 28-14, 3:50 to go in the half. Northwestern ball moving left to right. Yazenbach into the lane. Toss up top to Presser-Palmer. Left wing for Stagel. Taylor Stagel has it stripped away. Dieter got a hand on it. Grabbed it by Crayrup. Down court for Bruckner. Over her head, she saves it, but throws it back to Yazenbach, and here comes Northwestern. Ahead to Miller. Miller to the right wing. Miller pulls up. Bounce pass up top now for Yazenbach with 3:27 to go in the half.
First time you've seen straight up man-to-man now being played defensively by Wilmington. They started in that, 3 face guarding, 2 sagging in the zone in the paint.
Miller left wing 3. That one is long, no good. Presser-Palmer with the rebound. Across the lane, has an extra step in there. Threw it off the backboard, no good. And a jump ball will be called on the rebound, and it stays with Northwestern, but certainly looked like an extra step in there.
1 or 2. Yeah, maybe maybe that was an NBA officiating for that one. Hey, she's got long legs, but not quite that long. 6'1" sophomore.
She covered a lot of ground, and thus via the arrow, Northwestern keeps it. Kaya Brewer, 5'10 junior, in for the first time. Baseline inbound comes to Presser-Palmer. She drives to the right block, puts it up and in. Michaela Presser-Palmer with 6:30. 14 Northwestern. 3 minutes to go in the half. Crayrup on the right wing. Moves up top to Jekovic. Jekovic right of the lane. Back to Crayrup near midcourt. Crayrup opened the scoring with a 3. She's not scored since. Goes down the lane. Shot no good from 6 feet out. Presser-Palmer the rebound.
Presser-Palmer with the altar of the shot. Those long arms forcing Crayrup to pull up a little bit more quickly than she would have liked.
Eddy on the right wing. Throws it up top for Stagel. Passed her out of bounds into the front row, and I'm going to say it was tipped by Wilmington. So we'll stay Northwestern ball.
There you can see, though, on your LCAP instant replay, just the long legs, that time very legally using those long strides to get the extra space and put it in.
Pass from the high post inside for Miller. Puts it up and in. The entry from Stagel. Brooke Miller, 5 off the bench. It's a 9-0 run for Northwestern. The Wildcats are trying to take all the drama out of this one. 2:21 to go in the half, but Wilmington will have free throws as Bruckner gets inside. Foul will go on Taylor Stagel, her first, team third. And Reese Bruckner, who has not scored yet tonight, will shoot 2.
Yeah, a 10-0 run early in the first quarter, ended the first quarter on a 7-0 run did Northwestern, and as you mentioned now, another big run, a 9-0 run now at this point.
First free throw long, no good. Brewer out for Wilmington. Deal back in, so of course runs were costly to the Grove City boys last night, as you heard here on Sports Radio 96.7 against Warren. Bruckner hits the second free throw, her first point of the night. 32-15, 2:18 to go. Crarup will steal at midcourt. Crarup with it on the right side. To the foul line, pivots, whips it right corner. Bruckner's open. 3, up, long, no good. Rebound tracked down by Miller, but has her pocket picked by Flick for Wilmington. Swings it to Deal. Deal down the lane, up with the right hand, no good. It was deflected perhaps by Presser Palmer. Put back by Flick, no good. She had the rebound, lost it, got it back. Finds Jekovic, 3, no good. Rebound, Jekovic, top of the key. Kick out to Bruckner from the right side. Down low, and it's intercepted. Miller the steal. Miller on a run out. Brooke Miller goes all the way. Lefty layup off the backboard, no good. Presser Palmer, no, but a foul. Michaela Presser Palmer running the floor. She earns a trip to the line with 1:42 to go in the half. Fouls on Bruckner, her second, team third.
I mean, that's a heartbreaking possession for Wilmington because they did just about everything right. 4 or 5 attempts at it, just none of them wanted to find their way down.
First free throw rims out for Michaela Presser Palmer, who comes in 84% of the line this year, 81 of 97, but first one rims out. Flick out for Wilmington, Dieter back in. Line to the right, Presser Palmer puts it up, and good. 7th point for Presser Palmer, and it is 33-15, 1:42 to go in the half. Jekovic over the timeline with it. Bruckner left wing up top to Dieter. Dieter reversal to Jekovic right wing. Now for Crarup off a screen, top of the key. 3, long, no good. Rebound Miller after a nice box out for Northwestern. Presser Palmer over the timeline with it. Presser Palmer to the right elbow, picks up her dribble, moves it back out to Yezenbach with 1:15 to go in the half. Reversal to Miller, she's open. Right wing 3, good. Brooke Miller, 8 off the bench, her second 3. 36-15 Northwestern. Timeout Wilmington. 1:06 to go in the half. It is a full timeout. You're listening to the District 10 semifinals on Sports Radio 96.7 and watching via Lawrence County SportsNet.
Hello, Shell Restoration. May I help you? Hello?
Oh, I was waiting for the beep. Or the part that tells me what button to press?
Nope, I'm a real person.
Great. I've been leaving messages all day to try and compare prices on my roof.
Well, we can have one of our project managers call you to set up an appointment within an hour and be at your house for an estimate within 24 hours.
Wow, that's service.
Well, that's what we specialize in.
Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer. Call today for a free estimate, 800-663-8103, or look for @Shell Restoration on Facebook.
Did you finance your last car purchase at the dealership? Are you frustrated by the high rate and expensive monthly payments? Affordable payments are here at Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Refinancing is never a hassle and helps you save money with a lower rate and a lower monthly payment. Bringing your car loan to Grove City Area Federal Credit Union couldn't be easier. Go to gcafcu.org or text the word AUTO to 724-458-7520. The Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Members of NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
The second quarter is brought to you by Cash Dollar and Associates, where they have the client and only the client in mind.
Wilmington ball coming out of the timeout. 1 minute to go in the half. Hounds have taken 3 timeouts in the first half. They are in some hot water, down 36-15. 56 seconds to go. Crarup, top of the key. Step back 3, no good. Dieter with the rebound, however. And then it's knocked away by Presser Palmer. Goes out of bounds off of Wilmington. It will be Northwestern ball here at Meadville tonight, along with James Dotson, Ryan Briggs with you. Art Shannon in the studio producing our game. And Northwestern, an impressive first 15 minutes tonight, James.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Wilmington's taken their chances of who they want to have shooting the ball, including Brooke Miller off the bench. She's hit 19 threes on the year, a couple tonight. They're leaving her alone, taking their gambles, and now they've had to go into the full regular man-to-man as a result because Northwestern's hitting their shots from their role players.
Presser Palmer with it, swings it right side for Eddie. Eddie with 4 points tonight. Finds Miller. Miller, 3 on the way. That one off the rim. The backboard, no good. Rebound tipped around, and Miller comes up with it. She'll be tied up by Jekovic, and Wilmington has the arrow. 25 seconds to go in the half. Chance for the Hounds to get a little bit of momentum before halftime.
They could use any momentum here right now. Just nothing going their way. I mean, they hit a 3 right off the first possession, but then Northwestern figured out the Wilmington press relatively quickly, and they were able to make things work in quick succession. That 10-0 run early, and they haven't looked back.
Flick back in, Dieter out. Down to 17 seconds to go. Crayrup left side to Bruckner, tiptoeing the near sideline. Pass up top over Harlan's head, but grabbed by Jekovic. 10 seconds to go in the half. Maya Jekovic right of the lane. Jekovic with it, 7 seconds to go. Looking, turnaround jumper on the way, short, no good. Rebound Stagel. Her outlet deflected away. She grabs it, and that is the end of the half. The Northwestern Wildcats are halfway to a berth in the District 10 championship game. At the intermission, it is Northwestern 36, Wilmington 15. We'll come back with a first half recap after this on Sports Radio 96.7, Sports Radio 96.7 Facebook, and Lawrence County SportsNet.
You're independent, so are we. We're a locally owned independent bank. Because of that, we make our loan decisions right here at the bank. You don't have to wait for some out-of-town loan committee to get together. We offer fast, quick answers on your loan requests.
Mercer County State Bank. Member FDIC. Your community bank. Online at mcsbank.bank.
Stay refreshed and hydrated with Herman's Water, your go-to bottled water choice in the Valley since 1908. Herman's premium spring water is sourced from nature's purest springs, delivering a crisp taste that quenches your thirst. Say goodbye to dehydration and hello to hydration. Visit hermanswater.com to order your supply today that can deliver to your home or office for free. Ask about our new customer offer of 1 month free rental and 2 free bottles. Herman's Water, when taste matters.
Are you or a loved one looking for a senior living residence offering independent living and personal care? Then the Heritage at St. Paul's Senior Living Community in Greenville is right for you. The Heritage offers private apartments that provide the comforts of home with as little or as much personal care as you need. St. Paul's makes it easy to feel at home. Call 724-588-7610 or visit stpauls1867.org today for more information or to schedule a tour.
Did you finance your last car purchase at the dealership? Are you frustrated by the high rate and expensive monthly payments? Affordable payments are here at Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Refinancing is never a hassle and helps you save money with a lower rate and a lower monthly payment. Bringing your car loan to Grove City Area Federal Credit Union couldn't be easier. Go to gcafcu.org or text the word AUTO to 724-458-7520. The Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Members of NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
In 1973, something wonderful happened in Sharpsville. That's when Lock, Stock, and Barrel opened their doors and served their first of now over 3 million giant submarine sandwiches. They still serve 42 whole subs on 15-inch buns. Lock, Stock, and Barrel also offers burgers, specialty sandwiches, wraps, gyros, salads, wings, and even breakfast. Call 724-962-5503. Lock, Stock, and Barrel. Proud sponsors of the Sub of the Game and Play of the Game.
The Halftime Show is brought to you by Lock, Stock, and Barrel, serving giant subs to the Shenango Valley since 1973. Subs to the
We are back here at Meadville High School. Ryan Briggs and James Dotson with you here at the break. And we're having a little bit of a signal issue for a moment. The Wilmington Greyhounds, they've had some issues of their own, trailing here at halftime 36-15. Wilmington led in the first half by Alyssa Flick with 8. 3 each for Maya Jekovic and Leah Crayrup. Reese Bruckner, 1 of 2 at the line for 1 point. On the Northwestern side, it is Chloe Yazenbach with 8, Brooke Miller with 8, Michaela Presser-Palmer 7, Taylor Stagel with 5. And James, really, the story of this one is Northwestern's secondary scoring, if you will, has been a primary problem for Wilmington.
Well, let's just go with the names that you just said. Yazenbach, she averages 10, she's got 8. Brooke Miller averages 4, she's got 8. Stagel averages 7, she's got 5. Schwartz matching her average of 4. Courtney Eddy averages less than 1 per game. She's got 4 in the first half. That's the key. You're holding Presser Palmer to about half of her average of what you would have in the first half in most games. You're averaging half of that, but everybody else is stepping up. You got 6 different players who are on the board. And for Wilmington, you can say the exact opposite, really. I mean, Alyssa Flick's got 8, which is above her average, but Jekovic with 3 and Harlan with 1. That's it, with Leah Kramer having just that opening three-pointer and nothing since. So when things aren't going right for the Wilmington Hounds offense, and give credit to Courtney Eddy, she's been face guarding her most of the night. The secondary scoring needs to find a way, and a lot of it too is not that she's playing incredibly great defense, Michaela Presser Palmer, but it's just her presence being there in the lane, altering shots just by her existence. Any drive in the lane, you're thinking about, I have a 6'1" girl who's ready to swat it into the third row. Really has to change your mindset, and I mean, that's why she is what she is as a sophomore, just really changing all games for this very talented Northwestern team, and they're flexing their muscles with this 21-point halftime advantage. A couple other numbers I have real quick. Presser Palmer, 6 total rebounds in the first half. 16 rebounds for Northwestern versus just 9 for Wilmington, again showing the missed shots and the length of Presser Palmer. 4 of 13 from beyond the arc for the Hounds, 5 of 14 for Northwestern, so they're hitting the open shots from downtown as well to go along with that inside presence. And turnovers, I have 9 for Wilmington and 6 for Northwestern, but the only numbers that really matter, 36-15. Wilmington trailing Northwestern here at the half at Meadville High School.
Couple of other scores to pass on to you. District 10 to a semifinal. Kennedy Catholic leads West Middlesex at the half, 41-22. That game is on 790 WPIC. And also, so we are still having some, the video audio is not affected, but the audio is, so we will make a change there. 41-22 Kennedy with the lead, and at halftime in 4A, Harbor Creek leading Warren 19-14. Don't forget, after the game, as always, we will have the Reinhardt's Insurance Player of the Game, as well as the Lock, Stock, and Barrel Sub of the Game. And also, we would like to remind everybody that tonight's video stream is being brought to you in part by Jason Wilson of Lindy Company, who supplies high-quality asphalt, concrete, construction, and utility services to Western Pennsylvania, Eastern Ohio, and West Virginia, as well as Dr. James Gardner of the Family Medical Care of Lawrence County, proud to support the Wilmington Greyhounds. We'll have more halftime after this. Actually, you know what? We will have the third quarter coming up next. 36-15, Northwestern in the lead. Wilmington with some work to do. We'll come back with the third quarter after this on Sports Radio 96.7.
The latest ways to win. Base Pub and Grill, East State Street, Hermitage. Open on St. Patrick's Day.
Did you finance your last car purchase at the dealership? Are you frustrated by the high rate and expensive monthly payments? Affordable payments are here at Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Refinancing is never a hassle and helps you save money with a lower rate and a lower monthly payment. Bringing your car loan to Grove City Area
And welcome back to Meadville. Ryan Briggs here. We're having we have good audio with the video, but we're reconnecting with our audience back on the radio side of things. So in the meantime, you're stuck with me for the next minute or two. Northwestern has returned to the floor. Wildcats up 36-15 on Wilmington. And again, this of course is not an elimination game. The winners of the semifinals, the other semifinal, Mercyhurst Prep and Seneca, is a 7:30 tip. And the winner of that one gets the winner of this one on Saturday. The two losing teams will also meet in the consolation game on Saturday with a berth in the state tournament at stake. We gave you the updates on the Wilmington or the West Middlesex Kennedy game, as well as Harbor Creek and Warren. Okay, we'll be back. We will take a quick break, come back with the second half. Wilmington and Northwestern. Northwestern on top. Third quarter's next on Sports Radio 96.7 and Lawrence County SportsNet.
The latest ways to win. Base Pub and Grill, East State Street, Hermitage. Open on St. Patrick's Day.
The third quarter is brought to you by Warner's Homes and Improvements, making dreams come true since 1958.
And as we promised, we're back with the third quarter here on Sports Radio 96.7. Special thanks to James Dotson and his outstanding crew, Lee and Jay Moan, their technical assistants tonight, getting the video on here. Of course, you'll be able to go back and rewatch it as well via YouTube and, of course, Sports Radio 96.7 Facebook. Quickly letting everybody know our broadcast schedule for Friday: boys championship and championship and consolation games here on Sports Radio 96.7. The doubleheader at Slippery Rock University will be on starting at 5:30. The 6 o'clock game, 4A consolation game between Grove City and Sharon. Winner goes on, the loser is done. Then that'll be followed by the 1A title game, Farrell and Rocky Grove. Mark Slazak and Bob Greenberg will have the call on that. And that is a winner-go-home game as well. Only one team makes it into the state tournament in boys 1A. And then on 790 WPIC, the 2A consolation game, Mercer and Eisenhower. Chris Birch and I will be on air at 5:30, 6 o'clock tip at Mercyhurst. And then we'll start making our way back home, but we'll stop off at Penn West Edinburgh for the 4A title game, Hickory and Warren, 8:30 tip for that one. Northwestern ball to start the second half. Wildcats go right to left, leading by 21. Black jerseys, white numbers and letters outlined in red. Wilmington in the home whites, navy numbers and letters outlined in gold. Presser Palmer left block, turnaround jumper good. Michaela Presser Palmer opens the second half with a short jumper, and it's 38-15 Northwestern. Palmer now with a game-high 9 points. Wilmington's first offensive possession of the third quarter. Jekovic left wing up top, 3, Flick on the way, good. Alyssa Flick, third 3 of the night. She has 11, and she indeed has flicked the switch, James.
Yeah, she has. Now we just need to see if the rest of the Hounds can do it. How about Flick getting the steal now? Really trying to turn the lights up.
Works inside Bruckner, righty layup is good. A quick 5 for Wilmington. And at timeout Northwestern. Head coach Julia Shipton does not want this to get interesting, but a quick timeout taken by the Wildcats with 7:11 to go. It is a 30-second timeout.
But that's what you didn't see Wilmington be able to do in the first half. They were unable to get any turnovers out of their pressure. And in fact, I think Northwestern got more fast break points because of the pressure. This time, better anticipation, reading that pass going to the middle of the court. That's that's the key, is you got to be able to rotate and anticipate everything on that one. And that's why you're able to get that steal and score.
38-20, 7:11 to go. A long way yet to go for Wilmington, but get a quick 5 like that, that can certainly spark a comeback. And so the Grove City boys with a great comeback last night came up just short, but they started a little later than has Wilmington tonight. Hounds in the 1-2-2. Yazenbach ahead to Presser Palmer. Presser Palmer working on Buckner. Right wing over to Eddy. Eddy right-hand dribble back near midcourt. Courtney Eddy with the left hand now hands it off to Presser Palmer. Michaela Presser Palmer into the lane, up with the right hand, no but a foul, and she'll shoot 2 with 6:49 to go in the third quarter.
And I'll tell you what, I think that actually has to be considered a success in the first half for Wilmington, is that only 2 free throws were shot by the entire team for Northwestern, both by Presser Palmer. The issue is any free throws that she gets are more likely to go in. An 83% free throw shooter, which again for a young woman as tall as she is at 6'1", normally you see some taller players struggling from the line, much like you do in the men's game, but not here. She's a great free throw shooter, makes the first.
The foul's on Bruckner, her third, team first. Second one good for Palmer. Presser Palmer, 3 of 4 at the line. She has 11 now, and it's 40-20. 6:42 to go, third quarter. Dieter on the right wing with it. Dieter turns the corner into the lane. 6-foot runner, glass rim, no good. Rebound grab by Stagel. She'll get tied up, however. Jekovic ties her up. Dieter also had a hand in there, and Wilmington has the arrow. So chance for the Hounds, and in essence, a second chance opportunity. With Crayer up the trigger. Standing on the first E in Meadville. Gets it left corner to Flick. Now left wing Jekovic. Jekovic across the foul circle, back to Crayer up. Crayer up to the right elbow. Now drives in, gives a ball fake. Reverse layup. Blocked by Presser Palmer. And Presser Palmer the rebound. Then Crayer picks up a foul in the backcourt. That'll be her first, team second.
Again, check out this replay. I mean, Crayer does everything so well. Little nifty crossover, gets around one defender. Little pump fake trying to get around, but just the long arms. Too much to handle for MPP.
Northwestern into the forecourt. Into the right wing with it. Stagel to the top of the key. Works it left side for Schwartz. Schwartz a couple of baskets early to help Northwestern get off to a good start. 40-20 Wildcats lead, 6:05 to go in the third. Eddy right wing with it. Eddy left-hand dribble. Eddy swing it near side now for Presser Palmer. Guarded by Bruckner, who stays in with the 3 fouls. Presser Palmer to the left block, kick it near corner for Stagel. Stagel picks up her dribble. She's in trouble along the near sideline. Toss it back over to Yazenbach. Guarded by Crayer. Yazenbach driving kick right side to Eddy, and Northwestern content to work clock. Eddy to the left wing, now hands it off to Presser Palmer up top. Cradling the basketball, Bruckner all over her. 5:27 to go in the third. Presser Palmer hesitation, now drives to the left block, gets inside, puts it up and in. The lane opened up, and Michaela Presser Palmer all 6 points in the second half.
Yeah, and a good hesitation to get that empty space, and that's a good job absorbing some good defensive contact as Bruckner tried to block it.
Crayer pull up top of the key, 3 no good. Rebound to the top of the key, it's loose, it comes back down in the paint, and it's grabbed out of there by Stagel for Northwestern. 5 minutes to go in the third, 42-20, Northwestern with the lead. Presser Palmer over the timeline, working on Bruckner. Move it up top for Yazenbach. Left side, Stagel with it. Stagel to Yazenbach up top, guarded by Jekovic. They raced against each other in the District 10 200 meters last year. Pick and roll inside. Schwartz flashing open. Righty layup, no good. Rebound grabbed by Eddy. She'll pull it out. Whips it across the court left side to Yazenbach. Back on the right side, Eddy. 19-footer on the way. Long, no good. Dieter digs out the rebound. Dieter into the forecourt. Dieter to the block of the right hand, no good. And the rebound grabbed by Stagel. Outlet down court. Presser Palmer 2-on-2. Her pass knocked away by Crayer. It will stay Wildcat ball with 4 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the third. Harlan back in for Wilmington. And will be Dieter checking out. Also Ellery Fanko returns for Mike Jekovic's squad. Flick gets a breather.
You can see this, though. Not one, but 2, sometimes even 3 are cheating up the court for Northwestern every time they get a rebound. And that time it's not even with Presser Palmer being the one who's getting the rebound. She's the one who's up running the floor.
Eddy gets into Presser Palmer. Shot blocked by Bruckner. Rebound Fanko, who's nearly clipped from behind. Pass down court from Crayer, intercepted. A little bit too much on it, and then grabbed by Stagel, then interception. Jekovic the steal. Jekovic puts it up and in. Jekovic the steal and the score. 5 points for Jekovic.
And a good job to go with a lengthy step and not taking what would have been an extra step. She realized what a smart headsy play by the sophomore not to take the extra step and would give up an easy layup.
Presser Palmer to the left wing gets fouled. Fanko put both hands on her. Ellery Fanko picks up the foul. That's her first. Team third, and we've reached the third quarter media timeout. 3:50 to go in the third. It is 42-22, Northwestern with the lead. You're listening to the District 10 playoffs on Sports Radio 96.7, Sports Radio 96.7 Facebook, and Lawrence County SportsNet.
Generally, the majority of families rely on a combination of scholarships, grants, financial aid, part-time jobs, and parent-grandparent support to help pay the cost. If your child is approaching college age, a good first step is estimating the potential costs. Call David O. Cashdollar, CFP, Timothy D. Cashdollar, CRC, and Eric W. Montgomery, CFP, to help you decide what strategy can work for you at 724-458-5233. That's 724-458-5233, or stop in at 115 Erie Street, Grove City, Pennsylvania, 16127. Registered representatives offering securities through Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC. Member FINRA, SIPC. Dave Cashdollar and Eric Montgomery also offer advisory services through Cetera Advisor Networks, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Cashdollar & Associates, LLC is not a subsidiary nor controlled by Cetera Advisor Networks.
The third quarter is brought to you by Warner's Homes and Improvements, making dreams come true since 1958.
We return to action coming out of the media timeout. Northwestern with a 20-point lead and the basketball. Brooke Miller back in for the Wildcats. Miller has been a thorn on the side of the Greyhounds tonight. 8 points off the bench. Eddy trapped in the forecourt near the midcourt line, and timeout Northwestern. Head coach Julia Shipton will use her second 30-second timeout of the quarter. 3:43 to go in the third.
Yeah, Coach Jeck and the staff wanted an over and back. It was real close there whether Courtney Eddy was able to stay in the front court or not. But only the second timeout taken by Meadville. Remember that Wilmington had to take 3 in the first half. We're at Meadville. Second timeout taken by Northwestern. You know, the red and black throw me off a little bit here.
Same color scheme, red, black, and white, although cats and dogs, if you will. This is the home of the Bulldogs. But we have cats and dogs playing here tonight as well, Greyhounds and Wildcats. But so far it's Northwestern has been the Cats Meow, leading 42-22 with 3:43 to go in the third. And Brooke Miller to inbound, the hash mark on the far side. Miller, Schwartz, Eddy, Yazenbach, and Presser Palmer, the Northwestern 5. Harlan, Jekovic, Bruckner, Krayrup, and Fanko, the Wilmington quintet. Yazenbach top of the key left corner for Schwartz, who got away with a walk there. Kick out Yazenbach, 3 left wing good. Yazenbach hits her third 3 of the night. She has 11. 45-22. Jekovic right of the lane. Jekovic moves it out to Krayrup. Krayrup top of the key. Left wing Bruckner with it. Bruckner down the lane. Back to Jekovic, right corner inside the arc. Up top to Harlan. Harlan to the 3-point line. Back to Krayrup near the scorer's table at midcourt. Krayrup left wing, pull up, 3 on the way, good. Leah Krayrup, a long 3. Her second basket of the night, she has 6.
Yeah, that's the first one since about a minute and a half into tonight's contest, and that's been the rough part. She had misfired on 5 straight threes before finally getting that one to go.
Yazenbach's pass into the near corner, intended for Schwartz, knocked away by Krayrup. Flick and Dieter in. Fanko and Harlan out for Wilmington. 2:50 to go in the third. It remains 45-25. Northwestern on top. Miller to inbound. Miller to Presser Palmer left wing. Presser Palmer, lefty dribble. Doubled for a moment. Finds Schwartz, the 5'9 senior. Works inside for Miller, who lost it, got it back. Finds Presser Palmer left wing. Michaela Presser Palmer, the sophomore, around a screen. Pick and roll inside, deflected, the steal by Krayrup. Krayrup over the midcourt line to the lane, puts it up with the right hand and good. Leah Krayrup with 8. 2 points away from becoming Wilmington's all-time leading scorer. But the Hounds need some more of that. They've cut it back to 18, 2:20 to go in the third. Presser Palmer, top of the circle. Jumper, no good. Krayrup had the rebound, was knocked away. She comes out of the pack with it. Lost her balance, lost the ball. Krayrup is injured, I think. No, she's up. She got hit or something. She is up, but you could see her.
Yeah,
you could hear her. Yeah, like may have been knee to knee. Good catch by our cameraman, Jay Moan there. She'll stay in there, but she's hobbling, and Northwestern has the arrow. So instead of a run out for Wilmington, it's Northwestern ball. Miller inbounds it, it's deflected away, but back to Miller. Now Presser Palmer stripped, Krayrup will steal. Leah Krayrup over the timeline, left of the lane, Krayrup into the paint, scoop with the left hand, up and good, and Wilmington has an all-time new leading scorer, Leah Krayrup. 10 tonight, the lead down to 16, 1:55 to go in the third. Pass up top, deflected by Bruckner. Grabbed by Jekovic. Jekovic into the lane. Leaves it for the trailer. Krayrup to the volleyball line. 3. Got it! Holds the form on it. And just like that, it's 45-32. Wilmington thundering back with a fury of 1,000 Cossacks. Timeout Northwestern. 1:36 to go. And Wilmington within 13. Timeout Northwestern, a full timeout. We'll take it as well. 1:36 to go in the third. 45-32. Back after this on Sports Radio 96.7 and Lawrence County SportsNet.
Mail is your go-to destination for all your mailing and shipping needs. From fast and efficient packing to reliable shipping services, One Stop Mail's got you covered. Plus, their printing and copying services will help you leave a lasting impression. Experience convenience and top-notch customer service all under one roof. Visit them today and simplify your mailing experience at One Stop Mail. One Stop Mail, 3170 East State Street in Hermitage, or follow them on Facebook.
My car does more than take me from here to there. And I expect my insurance to do more too. That's why I chose my agent and Erie Insurance. They offer first accident forgiveness and the service I deserve at a price I can afford.
Your Erie agent in Hermitage is Reinhardt's Insurance. Get a quote at 724-342-2291.
Erie Insurance services are provided by one or more of the following insurers: Erie Insurance Company, Erie Insurance Property and Casualty Company, or Flagship City Insurance Company, home offices Erie, Pennsylvania, or Erie Insurance Company of New York, home offices Rochester, New York, an equal opportunity insurer.
The third quarter is brought to you by Warner's Homes and Improvements, making dreams come true since 1958.
We'll do that when we need to. We'll do that.
Wilmington within 13, 1:36 to go in the third. Leah Crayer up 13 points, now 10 in the quarter. She's become the all-time leading scorer at Wilmington. And man, nearly a steal, but Bruckner's going to be calling for the foul, knocked it away from Yesenbach, but she whacked her on the arm, and Reese Bruckner has picked up her fourth foul, team fourth also. Bruckner out, Avery Harlan back in with 93 seconds to go in the third, along with James Dotson. Ryan Briggs with you tonight. Art Shannon in the studio producing our game. Eddie will inbound near side. In the backcourt to Yesenbach against the 1-2-2. Eddie with it. Eddie dribbling around, trying to beat the 10 count. Gets through a double team and beat it by a whisker. Ahead to Stagel. Righty layup, no good. Rebound tipped around, and it's dug out by Wilmington. Flick ahead to Dieter. Dieter up. No, but a foul. Schwartz will be calling for the foul. Her third, team first. And Sarah Dieter, a chance to cut further into this 13-point deficit. Dieter has not scored yet tonight.
A little bit of life from the Hounds, though. I mean, you're down 21 at half. You could have easily just folded it in. Beginning of the third quarter didn't go your way, but how about this? Leah Craver finally gets a 3 to go after missing 5 straight. And it just snowballs. She hits a couple twos. She hits a deep 3, a volleyball line 3. Becomes the all-time leading scorer. Still lots of time to be able to keep chipping away. You've almost chipped this in half. That kind of had to be your goal at the end of the third quarter. Cut this down to about 10. Right now it's a 13-point deficit.
Dieter missed the first one. Presser Palmer back in for Miller. Presser Palmer getting a quick breather. Dieter, line to the right, 12 of 21 at the line this year. And that one rattles around and drops in. Dieter has her first point of the night, 45-33, 1:10 to go, third quarter. Right wing, Stagel with it. She's doubled, knocked away by Dieter. Crayerup has it. Crayerup with numbers. Crayerup to the top of the key, stripped from behind by Eddie. And now here comes Northwestern, down court. Stagel on the right block, puts it up and in. Stagel had fallen down behind the play and works out for her. She has 7. Back the other way, shot put up and good. Righty layup put up and in for Wilmington. Avery Harlan gets into the scoring column.
Yeah, she used the left hand. She got underneath the backboard, used the left hand to perfection. But how about the other end with Stagel to pump fake and let Jekovic go flying by before laying it in?
Presser Palmer steaming down the lane, gets fouled, but she'll shoot 2. It's a floor foul. It's the team's 5th. Wilmington fans don't like it. They wanted to travel, but their protestation goes unheard. It's Jekovic's 3rd, team 5th.
They want to travel. I'll tell you what, I want an offensive foul of lowering the shoulder. First time I've really seen that from Michaela Presser-Palmer. She got it, and she basically went and initiated the contact. That's got to be a no call or an offensive foul in my mind, as the offensive player initiated all contact.
Presser-Palmer hits the first one. She now has 14, her season low 13. 38 seconds to go, third quarter. Northwestern leads 48-35. And that one no good. Rebound grabbed by Flick. Flick gives it off to Jekovic. Jekovic to the top of the key. Jekovic all the way, and a foul will be called. Stagel got her second. Team second. Maya Jekovic to shoot 2 with a half minute to go in the third quarter.
And again, not enough free throws shot in this game, especially for Wilmington. They are 4 of 8, but I think that had to be a point of emphasis of trying to get more to the line. And, I mean, that's what you got to do, right, to extend a game. Get yourself to the free throw line.
Jekovic line to the right, 69% on the season, short on that one. They all loom large when you're trying to come back. Now 4 of 9, as James alluded to. Miller in, Schwartz out for Northwestern. 48-35, the Wildcat lead. Line to the right for Maya Jekovic, 5 points tonight for the sophomore point guard. Ames, shoots, and good. 48-36. Wilmington has the arrow as well. Downs can get a stop here, get the ball to start the fourth quarter. Full court pressure, pass down court, caught by Stagel on the left wing. Near block, Presser Palmer. In on Flick, and there's your offensive foul, James. Flick takes the charge. It will be Wilmington ball. Presser Palmer's first, team third. Now Wilmington a chance to double up on the possessions. 20 seconds to go in the quarter, ample time, and the Hounds have the arrow.
Yeah, great job of getting the position there. And as you can see, when they break the press, it's work it down to your big man down on the block. That's exactly textbook, but better textbook defense, straight up and down for the Wilmington defense.
Full court pressure set up by Northwestern. Jekovic into the front court. Jekovic across the lane for Harlan. Lefty layup is good. It's a 10-point game. Harlan with 4 in the quarter. 10 seconds to go. Presser Palmer right of the lane. Presser Palmer, the three-point line. For Eddie, top of the key, left corner, Miller. 3, up, got it! Oh, what a huge 3 for Miller. Her third 3 of the night. She has 11. And Northwestern regains a 13-point lead on the buzzer-beating 3 by Brooke Miller. It's 51-38. Northwestern with the lead. James and I will come back with a fourth quarter after this on Sports Radio 96.7, Sports Radio 96.7 Facebook, and Lawrence County SportsNet.
Mancino's Driving School can give you your driver's test? That's right. Mancino's Driving School provides an approved Pennsylvania Department of Education certified driving course as well as behind-the-wheel training. Mancino's Driving School offers one-on-one, on-the-road driving lessons 7 days a week with day and evening hours. They use only certified driving instructors that have undergone extensive background investigation. For details or more information on adult training, go online to mancinosdrivingschool.com.
Did you finance your last car purchase at the dealership? Are you frustrated by the high rate and expensive monthly payments? Affordable payments are here at Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Refinancing is never a hassle and helps you save money with a lower rate and a lower monthly payment. Bringing your car loan to Grove City Area Federal Credit Union couldn't be easier. Go to gcafcu.org or text the word AUTO to 724-458-7520. The Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Members of NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
The fourth quarter is brought to you by Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer.
Wilmington has the ball to start the fourth. Hounds are down 51-38. Plenty of momentum for the Greyhounds, but still ways to go. They do have the ball moving left to right in the white jerseys, navy numbers and letters outlined in gold. Northwestern in the black with white numerals and letters, red and white trim. A steal up top. Bruckner's pass intercepted. Michaela Presser Palmer with it. She'll take it and lay it in. So after the 3 to beat the buzzer, Presser Palmer will steal and the score, and just like that, the lead back to 15. A quick 5 points for Northwestern. Shot put up on the near side. Jekovic from the block, up and in. Jekovic now with 8, 53-40. 7.5 minutes to go. Steal on the far side. Crarup intercepts it. Crarup over the timeline for Wilmington. Fast and furious action. Ball stripped by Eddie. Tipped over to Dieter in the lane. Kick it out to Flick. Flick right wing with it. And back out to Jekovic. 7:15 to go. Jekovic steps back. Finds Flick. Flick 11 points tonight, including 3 threes. And off back to Jekovic, right of the lane. Shovels it off to Bruckner. Bruckner out there with 4 personal fouls. Jekovic on the near wing. Jekovic whips it to a cutting Bruckner. Bruckner along the baseline, tips it back to Crarup. Guarded by Eddie. Crarup on the left wing with 6:50 to go. Crarup to the corner, now to the baseline. 10-foot runner on the way up and rattles out, no good. Rebound grab by Stagel for Northwestern. Yazenbach into the forecourt. Ball knocked away by Crarup. Goes to a knee, collects it. They work right side. Miller, 3 long, no good from the right corner. Rebound out of bounds off of Northwestern. It will be Wilmington ball with 6:34 to go.
And Coach Sheck, again, absolutely livid. Thought that there was a travel at midcourt. I think I agree with the official on that one, that the ball was kind of bounced around, really didn't have any possession with it. Close enough, and you need every possession you can get. Down with 6:30 remaining, down 13.
Each team 2 timeouts left. Crarup, left wing, long 3. Rattles out, no good. Dieter the rebound. Dieter kicks it over to Flick. Ball knocked away, loose, and then a foul will be called. A loose ball foul coming up on Wilmington as Dieter clipped Stagel from behind. Sarah Dieter's third, team first. Dieter with 3, Jekovic 3, Bruckner 4. Schwartz 3 on the Northwestern side.
Both these teams came into tonight's game on an 11-game winning streak, and it's been a game of runs here tonight for sure, mainly for Northwestern. Wilmington, do they have another big one in there to chip it away again?
Stagel doubled right wing, ball knocked away. Crarup the clean steal. Leah Crarup into the forecourt, whips it ahead. Flick on the right block, up with the right hand and good. A baker's dozen for Flick. The lead cut to 11 with 5:50 to go.
Great pass across the lane. No-look pass, and those are the layups that they weren't getting in the first half. Now they're getting in transition, getting the odd man rushes are Wilmington. Maybe wearing down this Northwestern team, and they're going too quickly as a result. A travel in the front court.
Eddy shuffled her feet. Wilmington ball, 5:42 to go. Remember, Northwestern used 3 timeouts in the third quarter.
Yeah.
As Wilmington was chipping away.
Wilmington used 3 in the first half. And right now, Eddy is literally holding on to the hip of Crayerup, finally able to get the ball in the front court to set up the offense.
Crayerup left side to Bruckner. Bruckner up top now for Flick off a screen. Right wing, Jekovic. Jekovic with the ball fake. Jekovic looking. Reversal back to Crayerup up top. Ball knocked away by Eddy. Crayerup around a screen from Flick. Crayerup whips it back left side for Flick. Flick pivots. Reversal right side for Jekovic. She's open. Right wing 3, no good. Rebound grabbed inside by Flick. She's fouled. She'll shoot 2 with 5:03 to go.
Let's go back to one of the keys of the game at the very beginning of this one, Ryan. It was all about closing games and being in close games. Neither team had been in a close game all year. This hasn't been much of a close game here tonight. But the legs in the last probably 5 minutes of gameplay have not been with Northwestern. They're not used to having to play maybe a full 32 minutes in a lot of these games, Ryan. And right now, even though Wilmington hasn't had a lot of them either, they seem more rested and more prepared. Even if it's going back to games back in December and early January, it feels like the Hounds are more built for this. Lead down to 10, make it 9.
Flick goes 2 for 2 at the line. Flick now with 15 to match her jersey number. Each team has only played 2 games. It's been within 7 points or less. You wonder the big floor, this pace tonight, perhaps could be becoming a game of attrition. 5 minutes to go. Wilmington within single digits, 53-44. As close as Wilmington has been in a long, long time. Yazenbach ahead to Presser Palmer, right of lane. Down the lane, up on the left hand, and good. Presser Palmer, that'll give you your win back when you give her the basketball.
Yeah, that's the first real opportunity she's really had in the entire second half, and a good Euro step to get around Crayerup to get it back to a double-digit lead.
She has 18, 4:40 to go, 55-44. Crayerup back near midcourt working on Eddy, who's done a really good job on her tonight. Crayerup lost the handle, but it's grabbed by Dieter left corner. Dieter to the baseline, to the block, back up top to Bruckner left side. Crayerup 3, got it!
Great extra pass from Dieter. As you just mentioned how good Courtney Eddy has been all night in defending her, but she got caught up in the traffic in the lane. Good find, good recognition. Lead down to 8. Timeout, Wilmington.
30-second timeout, 4:24 to go. We'll take the break as well on Sports Radio 96.7 and Lawrence County SportsNet.
English Auto in Grove City specializes in Southern vehicles from $5,000 to $15,000. New PA inspections and warranties. BobEnglishAuto.com or call 724-458-5100.
The fourth quarter is brought to you by Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer.
4:24 to go. Wilmington taking a timeout. Hounds have 1 timeout left. Northwestern with 2, along with James Dotson. Ryan Briggs with you tonight at Meadville. Wilmington trailed by 21 at the half, 36-15. The Hounds have been chipping away. They're within 8 with 4:24 to go, and the Hounds will set up full court pressure. Eddy to inbound, into Stagel, to Yazenbach. Against the pressure that's starting to take a little bit of a toll on Northwestern. Presser Palmer with it to the top of the key. Swings it right side to Eddy. Eddy with Jekovic all over her. Now back out to Presser Palmer, guarded by Bruckner, who has 4 personals tonight. Presser Palmer down the lane, dribbled off her leg. It's loose, scramble for it, and we will have a jump ball, and Northwestern has the arrow with 4:02 to go.
And going back to that last time out, got to keep that in mind because only 1 left, only 1 chance now for Wilmington to stop the clock. If this gets down to less than 20 seconds, you make a basket, the clock might be able to run a little bit, and that could potentially be dangerous. But Coach Jeck, in Jeck we trust right now is what you got to be saying. Hammer chance coming from the Hound student section.
Yazenbach right side, 3, Eddy. Knuckleball 3, no good, but Miller the rebound, kicks it over to Yazenbach. Her 3, it's short, no good. Rebound top of the key, loose. Stagel with it, gets tied up, digs it out, however, to Miller down low. Presser Palmer puts it up and in. 20 for Michaela Presser Palmer, 57-47. 3:30 to go, an interception by Presser Palmer in the paint. She'll bring it over the timeline. Guarded by Jekovic now around a Miller screen. 3:24 to go. We'll have our fourth quarter media timeout on the next whistle. Miller at the foul line, puts up a jumper, glass rim, no good, gets her own rebound, and then threw it away, threw it right to Jekovic, who gets tied up by Miller. Jekovic said she whacked me on the arm. Jeff Irwin said no, she didn't. It is Wilmington ball on the arrow with 3:13 to go. Hounds, they have the ball, but they're down 10. We'll come back with more fourth quarter action from Meadville High School here on Sports Radio 96.7, Sports Radio 96.7 Facebook, and Lawrence County SportsNet.
Anxiety, depression, or any other mental health concerns, come visit one of the 2 Community Counseling Center drop-in centers in Mercer County. In Sharon, visit their drop-in center at 114 West State Street, right across from the McDonald's, or visit the Greenville Drop-in Center at 103 North Main Street, right across from the hospital. At the Community Counseling Center drop-in center, you can become more active in our community with like-minded individuals. Drop in to become a member or call 724-981-1166 for more information.
From the Shell Restoration Studios at shellrestoration.com, this is Sports Radio 96.7. Sports Radio 96.7. WLLF FM Mercer, a Cumulus media station. The fourth quarter is brought to you by Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer.
Welcome back to Meadville. Before we resume action, a couple hellos to send out. Art Campbell, he's I don't know if he's watching or listening or both, but he's down in Slippery Rock, tuned in tonight, James. And then a little further south from here, Ella Crarup, older sister of Leah. She's down in Melbourne, Florida with the Grove City College softball team. Ella started in left field in game 1 for them today. She is tuned in today, watching little sister Leah become the all-time leading scorer. Get to see Ella about every day walking by the office. Just a wonderful young lady, and I know she's tuning in and hoping that her alma mater can rally here in the final 3:10, down 10. Jekovic picks up her dribble, works it inside for a cutting Bruckner. Bruckner on the baseline down low for Harlan, puts it up, and she's fouled. Avery Harlan will go to the line with 3:01 to go in the fourth.
Well, that looked really ugly for a moment as you watch on the replay, just somehow tracking it down, nearly a 5-second call, but good backdoor cut to get it to Bruckner, and then a beautiful find on the pass down low to Avery Harlan, who's really made a living there on the block in this second half.
Foul on Miller, her second, team second. Harlan long on that one. She is 0 for 3 at the line tonight. The Hounds as a team are 7 of 13. Looking to cut the lead back to single digits. Harlan up, good. And now she'll check out. Sarah Dieter back in as Mike Jekovic goes defense-offense with a substitution.
Here comes the question. At what point do you look to start to foul and try to put this Northwestern team on the line? As a team, just 60% from the line. It's Presser Palmer, the one you definitely don't want to foul. She's over 80% on the year from the charity stripe.
Gazenbach, who's a pretty good shooter overall, doubled along the far sideline, picks up her dribble, gets it out to Presser Palmer. 2:49 to go, 57-48, Northwestern up 9. Presser Palmer with it, right-hand dribble around a screen into the right corner for Miller. Back to Presser Palmer, guarded by Bruckner. Presser Palmer whips it left side to Eddy, who fumbles it, now picks it up. Eddy in some trouble, uses the dribble, drives to the left block, finds Presser Palmer, pull-up jumper on the way, good. 22 for Michaela Presser Palmer, 15 in the second half.
That's a killer.
59-48, 3 put up and good. Wilmington answers Flick's fourth 3 of the night.
Alyssa Flick, have yourself a night for sure. You mentioned I got it 4 for 6 unofficially from beyond the arc.
Sounds good to me, James.
Sounds good. 18 points though as a foul committed in the backcourt. It's Dieter's fourth, only the second team foul against Wilmington, so still a couple to give before they put Northwestern on the line. I think you got to be aggressive here. Go for the steal. If you commit a foul, so be it. It's an 8-point lead. Just the one you don't want to put on the line again is Presser Palmer at 83%.
Still 3 fouls before Northwestern shoots. Eddy looking, and gets it into Gazenbeck. Bruckner checks out with the 4 fouls. Harlan back in. One of Harlan might be a designated fouler. Gazenbeck ahead to Eddy. Goes right corner. Stagel drives the baseline. Up with the right hand, and good. For Taylor Stagel, she has a basket in each quarter. 9 points for the senior.
Well, if you're going to foul, you got to do it a little more quickly as Stagel is able to find some room and put in the easy lay-in.
Left baseline drive by Dieter, no good. A rebound picked off by Stagel. Ahead to Gazenbeck with 1:48 to go. 61-51. Northwestern up 10. Gazenbeck behind the back dribble, and then a reach-in foul called on Crarup. Her second, team third, and as you said, James, Not a bad foul.
Yeah, you got to go for the steal. Make sure it's obvious you're going for a steal. Don't get any silly intentional foul in that way. But, yes, at this point, you go hard for the steal. If not, put them at the line and see if they can hit the free throws. Because right now I have Presser Palmer at 4 of 6 from the line. The rest of the team, 0 for 0. No one else has been at the line tonight.
Presser Palmer over the timeline with it. Presser Palmer, pass near side. Yazenbach tried to save it, ran out of room, and Wilmington will get it back with 1:35 to go. Hounds are down 10. They have one timeout. Northwestern has the arrow. Flick in, Dieter out.
Got 12 turnovers each right now in the game. 1:30 left. Every possession crucial now for the Hounds, down by 10.
Jekovic drives the lane. Jekovic all the way. Righty layup. Good and a foul. Maya Jekovic cuts it to 8, and the clock stops. She'll go for a three-point play.
Hey, the hesitation at midcourt kind of lulled Northwestern to sleep. Lulled everyone to sleep as she's able to go and get right into the lane. And huge, too. You get to the line, you stop the clock, and Jack looks like she's been struggling these last couple of minutes. Maybe she took a shot to the leg. She's labored, but a chance to cut it down to 7 at the line.
Fouls on Yazenbach, her 4th, team 3rd. Jekovic up, good. And Wilmington will take its final timeout of the night. 61-54, 1:29 left. Can the Hounds complete the comeback? Still some work to do. We'll come back after this. You're listening to the District 10 playoffs on Sports Radio 96.7 and Lawrence County SportsNet.
Or a loved one looking for a senior living residence offering independent living and personal care? Then the Heritage at St. Paul's Senior Living Community in Greenville is right for you. The Heritage offers private apartments that provide the comforts of home with as little or as much personal care as you need. St. Paul's makes it easy to feel at home. Call 724-588-7610 or visit stpauls1867.org today for more information or to schedule a tour.
The fourth quarter is brought to you by Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer.
1:29 to go. Wilmington within 7. It's as close as this game has been since, I believe, when it was 14-9.
I think you're right. I was about to go and look at that. I do want to mention, though, with that being the last foul, keep that in mind, and now Wilmington unable to stop the clock. I trust Coach Jack. He's been doing this a heck of a lot longer than me. I think I would have wanted to hold at least one in my back pocket personally, but he now has a chance with that. Set up your defense. Get everybody on the same page. How long do you go for a steal? When do you go and try to commit the foul? Get everybody on the same page to make that happen here with the full court pressure.
Eddie looking to get into Yazenbach. Yazenbach guarded by Jekovic. Here comes a double team from Krayrup. Throws it over to Eddie over the timeline. Eddie on the right wing, triple teamed out to Presser Palmer. Wilmington chasing defensively down to 1:17 to go. Presser Palmer in the lane, whips it back to Yazenbach, can't handle it, but able to collect it in the near corner, and then timeout Northwestern. The Wildcats were in trouble, and head coach Julia Shipton takes the timeout with 1:11 to go. She has 1 left. We never run out of timeouts. Art Shannon has a break queued up for us. We'll come back with more after this on Sports Radio 96.7.
Your last car purchase at the dealership? Are you frustrated by the high rate and expensive monthly payments? Affordable payments are here at Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Refinancing is never a hassle and helps you save money with a lower rate and a lower monthly payment. Bringing your car loan to Grove City Area Federal Credit Union couldn't be easier. Go to gcafcu.org or text the word AUTO to 724-458-7520. The Grove City Area Federal Credit Union. Members of NCUA and Equal Housing Lender.
The fourth quarter is brought to you by Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer.
$1:11 to go in regulation. 61-54 Northwestern the lead and the basketball. Northwestern 1 timeout and the possession arrow. Wilmington has exhausted its allotment of timeouts. Each team with a foul to give. 3 fouls in the quarter. Brooke Miller to inbound near side. Into Yazenbach on the near side. She's triple teamed. In trouble. And a foul will be called on Wilmington to reach in. The Wildcats will have it on the near sideline. That's the 4th foul. Foul is on Jekovic. That's her 4th personal of the night. So Dieter, Jekovic, Bruckner all with 4.
And it took a while for that foul to be called. Not because the Hounds weren't trying to foul. They were trying to grab in, get the steal, and didn't get the foul call. And or the steal.
Bruckner checks out. Fanko back in. Yazenbach right side to Stagel. Stagel was fouled. Krarup with a reach in. Leah Krarup's third, team fifth. And Taylor Stagel will go to the line for the first time tonight. 18 of 29 at the line this year, 62%. She has 9 points, a 3 in the first quarter, and a 2-pointer in each of the last 3 periods.
But again, this is the first person not named Michaela Presser-Palmer to step foot on the charity stripe here tonight for Northwestern.
Line to the left. First one is up and good.
Smooth.
62-54.
One of the 4 seniors you've seen on the court here tonight, and ice water in the veins for that one.
1:04 to go. Looking to extend this 8-point lead, and that one rattles around and drops in. Stagel with 11. 63-54. A minute to go. Jekovic in the foul circle, shoves it out to Krarup. Krarup, volleyball line, 3, up, short, no good. Rebound, loose, still loose. Harlan and Yazenbach grab it simultaneously. Northwestern has the arrow with 51 seconds to go. And it will be Wildcat ball on the baseline. Bruckner out, Dieter back in.
And that's where not having a timeout hurts, because you almost need to go 2 for 3 at this stage. You can't try to get an easy layup because you aren't able to stop the clock afterwards.
Baseline inbound down court, tipped by Krarup, loose in the backcourt. Jekovic has it for Wilmington. Hounds, the door still open. Jekovic into the lane, up with the right hand, no good. Rebound grabbed along the baseline by Eddy. She hits the deck, lands on the ball, and then gets tied up, and Wilmington has it with 40 seconds to go.
And a good no travel call, because Eddy went down to the court, and obviously the Wilmington fans are not pleased because they're blocked by. We had the perfect view. She never had possession of it as she went down to the court. Great call by the official. Arrow with the Hounds, though. They get the turnover. They need a couple more of those now.
Yeah, she landed on the ball with her solar plexus. Bruckner's pass deflected, but it's grabbed by Jekovic in the lane. Righty shot, no good. Rebound grabbed by Harlan, puts it up and in. 33 seconds to go. Harlan was 7 tonight. Yazenbach into Presser-Palmer. Bruckner all over. They need to foul. Down to 25 seconds to go. And Jekovic will give up the foul.
And again, it's not the one you want the foul, but you have to give it as quickly as possible. And unfortunately, too, that's Jekovic's 5th foul. She will be disqualified. And if our numbers are correct, this is a pair of free throws for a chance at 1,000 points for the sophomore, Michaela Presser-Palmer. Phone's coming out as
yeah, she has 22 points tonight. She has 999 in her career.
And Northwestern fans know it.
Free throw up and good.
And
number 1,000 for Presser-Palmer. So a couple of milestones tonight. But perhaps the biggest one of them all is that Northwestern is going to play for a district title for the first time since 2001. (64-56), 22 seconds to go. That one rims out, no good. And the rebound is grabbed by Wilmington. Krarup will bring it ahead. Krarup pulls up, 3 on the way. Back of the rim, no good. Rebound, Dieter battling on the far side of the Yazenbach. It's out of bounds. It will be Northwestern ball with 13 seconds to go.
And there's the announcement from the PA system here. Presser-Palmer hitting the 1,000 career point mark, and she gets the inbound. She'll go to the line again to try to make 1,001 and 1,002. Well, you've seen a couple of sophomores here in Western Pennsylvania hit the 1,000-point mark. Bobby Fadden down in Lawrence County, sophomore for the Mohawk team, hit 1,000.
He has ties to the Sharon area.
Yes.
His mom's a Sharon grad.
And
Bruckner committing the foul, by the way.
Bone Brothers over here, help me out. Who was the player for Shadyside Academy who hit 1,000? Maggie Spell.
Free throw good for Presser-Palmer. Her 24th point of the night. Averages 24.7. She's had to work for them, but she's heated up in the second half. 17 in the second half. Second free throw up, and that one good. 66-56, 11 seconds to go. Northwestern will advance to the District 10 title game. Krarup at the foul line, steps back. Jumper deflected by Eddy. Rebound saved, no. Out of bounds, and it will be Northwestern ball with 0.8 of a second to go. Wilmington will drop into the consolation game to take on Seneca or Mercyhurst Prep. Northwestern gets the winner of that game. Northwestern wins it. 66-56 your final. Northwestern gets win number 21. Wilmington will drop into the consolation game. We will take one post-game break. We will come back with the final wrap-up of our post-game awards and call it a night for Meadville. Northwestern a winner, 66-56, here on Sports Radio 96.7, Sports Radio 96.7 Facebook, and Lawrence County SportsNet.
Self-Employed Retirement Plan is a tax-deferred retirement savings program for self-employed individuals. Previously known as KEO or HR 10 plans, they are now known as SEP IRA, Simple 401k, or Self-Employed 401k, and are established for self-employed individuals. For more information about these plans, please call David O. Cashdollar, CFP, Timothy D. Cashdollar, CRC, and Eric W. Montgomery, CFP, at 724-458-5233, or stop by 115 Erie Street, Grove City, Pennsylvania 16127. Registered representatives offering securities through Cetera Advisor Networks LLC, member FINRA SIPC. Dave Cashdollar and Eric Montgomery also offer advisory services through Cetera Advisor Networks LLC, a registered investment advisor. Cashdollar and Associates LLC is not a subsidiary nor controlled by Cetera Advisor Networks. Distributions from traditional IRAs and employer-sponsored retirement plans are taxed as ordinary income, and if taken prior to reaching age 59 and a half, may be subject to additional 10% IRS tax penalty.
Hello, Shell Restoration. May I help you? Hello?
Oh, I was waiting for the beep. Or the part that tells me what button to press?
Nope, I'm a real person.
Great. I've been leaving messages all day to try and compare prices on my roof.
Well, we can have one of our project managers call you to set up an appointment within an hour and be at your house for an estimate within 24 hours.
Wow, that's service.
Well, that's what we specialize in.
Shell Restoration, the area's #1 roofing, siding, windows, and gutter installer. Call today for a free estimate, 800-663-8103, or look for @Shell Restoration on Facebook.
In 1973, something wonderful happened in Sharpsville. That's when Lock, Stock, and Barrel opened their doors and served their first of now over 3 million giant submarine sandwiches. They still serve 42 whole subs on 15-inch buns. Lock, Stock, and Barrel also offers burgers, specialty sandwiches, wraps, gyros, salads, wings, and even breakfast. Call 724-962-5503. Lock, Stock, and Barrel, proud sponsors of the Sub of the Game and Play of the Game.
I'm hungry.
Well, I know just the place to go.
They got what I like?
Oh, yeah.
Win. Wait, what about drinks?
Well, it's a bar and grill, so yeah, you're covered.
Win-win.
Speaking of win, they've got gaming, too, so you can
win.
Come sit down for a great meal, a great drink, a great time, or all three. Vase Pub and Grill has just what you want. So come by for good eats, cold drinks, and the latest ways to win. Vase Pub and Grill, East State Street, Hermitage. Open on St. Patrick's Day.
December, outside. Inside, it's room temperature. July, outside. It's so hot. Inside, yep, it's room temperature. We keep Mother Nature where she belongs, outside.
Banjack Heating and Cooling is a Luxair certified comfort expert dealer servicing all of Mercer County. Banjack services mostly all makes and models and has financing available. Call Banjack Heating and Cooling for a free estimate or at banjackheating.com.
The fifth quarter show is brought to you by Reinhardt's Insurance. Insurance solutions to help you accomplish your goals. And now, proud sponsors of the Player of the Game.
We will have the Reinhardt's Insurance Player of the Game and the Lock, Stock, and Barrel Sub of the Game here in our post-game. District 10 semifinal action tonight. Northwestern holds off Wilmington 66-56 along with James Dotson. Ryan Briggs here. We have Jay Moan running camera, Lee Moan assisting with Lawrence County SportsNet, Art Shannon back in the studio producing our game on Sports Radio 96.7. And James, maybe a little bit of an oversimplification, but just too big of a hole early for Wilmington. Well, let's.
You don't want to hear what I have to say, apparently. No.
Well, I know it will be good. Go ahead, James. Sorry about that.
No, absolutely. No, it's exactly that. It started off hot. You hit a 3 on your first possession, but then 10 quick points in less than 60 seconds time. It was 10-3 before you even knew it. And that 10-0 run there, a 7-0 run to end the quarter, and I believe it was a 9-0 run to end the second quarter as well. Those runs just ended up being too much. And yes, because Wilmington outscored Northwestern in each of the third and fourth quarters, 23-15 in the third and 18-15 in the fourth. But when you're down by 21 at half, I mean, honestly, you got to say a tip of the cap to this Wilmington Hounds team for staying in it and making it an interesting game down the stretch. Cut it down to as close as, 6 points in the end with about a minute and a half remaining. But, good teams find ways to close out games. When you have a free throw shooter like Michaela Presser-Palmer, she finishes with 25 points. She hits 1,000 points for her career here as a sophomore. Very impressive stuff. She matches her season average, hitting 25 exactly. But it goes down to the rest of the supporting cast, especially in that first half. When you have Brooke Miller averaging 4 points, she's got 11 tonight. Taylor Stagel averaging 7, she's got 11 tonight. Yazenbach's over her average. Eddie over her average. Schwartz right at her average. Everybody for Northwestern was at or above their scoring average tonight. That's how you win games. You have to play team basketball, and if they do take on the top seed in Mercyhurst Prep, that's a team that they have beaten here this year, and they've beaten them recently. A 47-37 road victory back on the 5th of February. So they are going to potentially get a section matchup. We haven't gotten a score on what that other semifinal game is.
7:30 tip, so
that's
no
why,
score.
That's why we don't have 7:30 scheduled tip. We'll
Yes.
see when that actually gets underway. But again, year not over for the Greyhounds. Still got the consolation game coming up that they. It's a win and you're in. Winning to keep your season alive right now, and that's basically what it'll be for the rest of the way. You can go and take care of business, whether it is Seneca or Mercyhurst Prep in that game. You get a chance to extend your season, and that's all you can really ask for. And again, I give huge kudos to this team for staying with it there, Ryan. Staying with it. You could have come out and watch that team just kind of lay their heads down, give up 7-8 points, and all of a sudden you're talking running clock. Instead, we're talking about this Wilmington team that ran up and down the court like banshees, really, in that second half.
Wilmington trailed by 21 at the half. Really, if there was one play that kind of just was a real shot to the stomach, Wilmington got within 10 right at the end of the third quarter. Brooke Miller, as you said, came in averaging 4 points per game, hit a 3 to beat the buzzer of the third quarter, make it 51-38. That Wilmington had all the momentum, and that just seemed to kind of sent them reeling just a little bit.
Wind out of the sails right as they were going. I believe it was a 7-0 or a 9-2 run maybe right before that where Crabb started to heat up. She got her defining moment, became the all-time leading scorer in Wilmington girls basketball history. Next time down the court, she pulls up from the volleyball line, trailing the play, and splashes it home. But then, yes, you're right, that huge 3, the third of the game for Brooke Miller, just ends up being the kind of the thorn in the side, because I think it's a huge momentum swing, but it's a completely different setup when you're down 10 versus down 13. It doesn't feel like much, but in the mindset and the psyche, that does have a big psychological difference.
And then, of course, Wilmington had the ball to start the fourth, and Presser-Palmer the steal and the score to make it 15.
Right, and that 5 points, you talk about in football, the last 3 minutes, the first 3 minutes of the second quarter, third quarter. Right there, that's the last 5 seconds, first 5 seconds basically of the third or fourth quarter. Same sort of mentality, a 5 point, maybe even considered a 7 point swing if you assume Wilmington can score in that possession. So, again, hats off to what Wilmington did, but hats off to this Northwestern team, the entire team. Obviously, MPP is going to get a lot of MVP chance now with her performance here tonight. 25 points again on the evening and 1,000 points scored on the evening. But it was the entire team effort is the reason why the Wildcats are going to play for the championship.
Scoring recap on this one, Wilmington paced by Alyssa Flick. 1, 2, 4 threes, 4 at the line for 18. One of 3 players in double figures for the Greyhounds. Leah Crarup, 2 twos, 4 threes, 16 points. She's now the all-time leading scorer at Wilmington, 1,283 points, passing the mark held by the great Inga Jorgensen, class of 99. Inga scored 1,276. That record stood for a quarter century, but Leah Crarup zooms past her tonight. She had 16, 13 coming in the second half. Maya Jekovic with 11, 3 twos and a 3, 2 of 3 at the line for 11. Avery Harlan off the bench, 3 field goals, 1 of 4 at the line for 7. Reese Bruckner, 1 basket, 1 of 2 at the line for 3. Sarah Dieter, 1 for 2 at the line, 1 point. Ellery Fanko, Caradillo, Kaya Brewer did not score. Wilmington tonight, 10 twos, 9 threes, 9 of 15 at the line, 56 points. For Northwestern, 4 double-digit scores. Michaela Presser-Palmer leading the way with 25, 18 in the second half, 9 twos, 7 of 10 at the line for 25. Brooke Miller, we talked about her exploits, a 2, 3 threes for 11. Similar line for Chloe Yazenbach, a 2 and 3 threes for 11. Taylor Stagel, 3 twos and a 3, 2 of 2 at the line for 11. Riley Schwartz, 2 field goals for 4. Courtney Eddy, 2 baskets for 4. And Lana Keith did not score. Northwestern, 18 twos, 7 threes, 9 of 12 at the line, 66 points. Wilmington led briefly early, 3-0, and then 3-2, but Northwestern ended up leading 19-9 after 1, 36-15 at the break, 51-38 after 24 minutes, and your final 66-56. Northwestern goes to 21-3. Wilmington drops to 19-5.
Couple other quick stats for you. Rebounding +6 in favor of Northwestern. 7 rebounds for both Stagel and Presser Palmer leading the way there. 6 of 17 from downtown for Northwestern, 9 of 23 for Wilmington in the end. And turnover battle, 14 turnovers by Northwestern, including 8 in that second half. Wilmington just 3 second-half turnovers, but again, the hole dug and a few too many turnovers and empty possessions in that first half, being a bit too much to overcome for Wilmington. But again, season not over. They will play in the consolation game coming up. That is on Saturday, correct? We're just citing time to be determined, and opponent still to be determined, as well as tipping off shortly will be Seneca and Mercyhurst Prep.
Time now for our post-game awards. We'll start off with the Lock, Stock, and Barrel sub of the game, brought to you by Lock, Stock, and Barrel in Sharpsville. And tonight we recognize Wilmington sophomore Avery Harlan as the Lock, Stock, and Barrel sub of the game. 7 points for Harlan. Some big baskets in that second half, helping fuel the comeback attempt.
Yeah, absolutely. All 7 are points in the second half. Is that correct?
Yes, all 7.
Yeah. So, and really, it was she was the recipient of a lot of, kind of somewhat odd man rushes, but she was able to find the open spot, moving from block to block, getting a couple of really nifty, tricky layups up in traffic there by the glass. Big kudos to her coming off the bench and being a little spark plug in that second half. 7 points.